Good morning, good morning, good morning, YouTube. It is I, Danielle, better known as Danielle the Happy Medium. And in this video, we're going to look at the fear that surrounds the rostrum. The rostrum, to me and you, or to the general public, is an SNU church or an awareness centre. And the amount of mediums who come to me who are in a frenzy about working a rostrum, what you do on a rostrum when it all goes blank and you have everybody looking at you. So let me go to the medium first, because as I'm a medium, I can sort of relate to this. And I can remember when I first ever did an open circle, going back, many years now. What happened was you got a circle which is about 10, 15, maybe 20 people, sometimes the bigger, it just depends. And you have to stand up, give a message and hope to God that somebody is there, or hope that somebody is going to speak to you from the other side of life. And when you're standing there waiting, it can seem like an eternity. And for the newbie medium or the person who's just getting up in that open circle or up at that rostrum for the first time, it can be a daunting experience. So how do you overcome these things? Well, the first thing we need to do is look at the self. So first things first, why is it that that rostrum scares you? What is it that fears you? Is it the fact that you don't trust enough in the spirit world? Do you not trust enough in your abilities? Or do you not trust yourself enough? And these are the three main questions that I would be asking any medium to be asking themselves when they're on that rostrum. Why is it that you panic because of the fact that you have 20, 30, 40 eyes looking at you? Why is it that you find it incredibly hard to speak? Or do you find it incredibly hard in a particular social circle where there's a lot of people and all attention is on you? And these are some of the things that you should be looking at within the self to find the answers in order so that you can find more confidence in yourself, which will then ultimately helps your mediumship or helps you on that rostrum. For those who are on the rostrum and are obviously giving messages, like I say, that first link or even waiting for the next link after the next message, standing there waiting can, like I say, seem like an eternity. But really, to you and me, it's like 5 minutes. But to the general public, it's only about 2 or 3 seconds, if not less. And what you need to remember here with mediumship, it's about learning to be confident in yourself, which also makes you confident as a medium. Your skill set, it grows over time. It doesn't happen overnight. I cannot stress this enough to people. What I know now as a medium is not what I knew 4 years ago. I give quite genetic evidence when I first started out, you know, your little old granny, grey hair, baked, you know, these types of things, because that was where I started. And there ain't nothing wrong with that. But what mediumship does and what mediumship will do is help you progress along the path. Many mediums really want to be right up there, right at the very beginning. And it doesn't work this way. And I need to get you as the mediums, your mindset into this, that you only move as quick as your team allow you, the work you put in the time in which that you give to it. Your mediumship will not get better if you're doing massive amounts of workshops, going to residential courses. Well, they will give you hints and tips like this YouTube channel. The ultimate goal is to give your time and your attention to your mediumship, which will in turn learn it to grow, which is exactly what I did. I've said before in many videos, and I'll say it again, I am not SNU registered. I am SNU registered, but I'm not SNU trained. I am not a workshop person. I only did 1 or 2 workshops in 1 residential course. I've done no more. The rest of it has all been done through giving my time and my attention and sitting with my team. If you go back into the old school pioneers, there was no workshops. There was no residential courses. What do you think they did? They sat for their team. I cannot stress enough to the mediums out there, it is vitally important that you sit for your team. If you want to do workshops and residential courses, by all means do so. There's always going to be hints and tips in there that you can take, but it will never change your mediumship. Your mediumship is yours. Learn to embrace it. The same as on a rostrum. Learn to embrace it. Learn to trust that the spirit world aren't going to let you down and that they're never going to leave you. If you get them moments where it all goes blank, then you need to be checking out your sensories, asking the questions in your mind, give me more, help me out here. What is it you want to show me? Even if it's a gold ring that they give you, give the gold ring. It will start your link away again. They will then start to feed more in there. For those who are doing philosophy, I am going to be doing a complete and utter video on that one, and it would be silly of me to shove it in here and try and confuse you or anything. So I want to stay more with the rostrum. The rostrum is a beautiful place to work. It is one that I find, for me personally, easy. But that's because I'm quite a confident lady. I don't mind all eyes on me. In fact, I embrace that kind of scenario. I quite like being in the limelight, you know, but it's not for everybody. And what you need to ask yourself is the fear is not of the spirit world. The fear is of yourself and what it is that scares you about the rostrum, and you need to work on that in order so that that helps to alleviate the fears that you have. Everything in mediumship is a fear in the person. It's not a fear in mediumship. And the quicker I teach you this and you get this, the better it's going to be for you. And if you learn to embrace you, fix you, you will find that you're not fearful of the spirit world, because a lot of mediums say that it's the spirit world when really the spirit world's doing nothing. They're just there to give the evidence. They're doing no more than that. They're not showing you bad things. They're not giving you bad things. They're not doing any of them things, because the spirit world that I work with works in love. And I have been through every scenario that I'm going to talk to you about here on this YouTube channel. It is personal to me. It is not something that I've seen elsewhere or anything like that. These are my own personal experiences. So I know firsthand what it's like, and being on that rostrum for the first time. I talk extra quick because at times I can be quite nervous. But as my mediumship's moved on, I've started to slow that down. I naturally gravitate or talk quite fast because my energy levels are extremely high. But in time, I have had to learn to slow that down in order to, you know, embrace the older generation who maybe are a little hard of hearing. And these are little tweaks and things that I have adjusted within my mediumship over the 5 years that I've been professionally working. So bear these things in mind. Fix the self will fix you, which will fix your mediumship. I cannot stress that enough to you. But in essence, fear of the rostrum, the fear really is your own fear. It is not the fear of the mediumship or the rostrum itself. It is a fear built within you that makes you worry that you may not be good enough to stand on that rostrum, or you're not good enough to give messages, or you think that you are not good enough in yourself in order to be worthy to stand at that rostrum and be an ambassador for the spirit world. You either have a fear of all eyes on you, and there will be a trigger somewhere within your mind that's doing that. You may not like the limelight. You need to ask yourself why. Where is your confidence? Why is your confidence low? What is it that's knocking your confidence? Are you knocking your confidence? If you're answering all the yeses to these questions, then you need to be going away and working on these things. How do you work on them? You need to dig deep. You need to go inside and ask yourself, why is that happening? The answers will come. Do the meditations, all these types of things. Meditations are sitting in the power is a great technique for getting you into a good place. I can't stress this enough to you all. And I hope that with these videos, we can get you into a good place. I've seen far too many mediums in a bad place because of either their own self or because somebody else has said something to them. And it is unfortunately a problem in this industry that we have people, even teachers right at the very top end there, and I know a fair few of them, who are telling people, including myself, really bad things. So you need to be mindful of this and learn to embrace you, because you, if you can get you into a good place, your mediumship will be just as good. I have been Danielle. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope that it helps you to understand more about why it is that you have these fears. And hopefully I'll see you all very, very soon.